From out of darkness, emits all light. That's how a blind man sees, though he lacks his sight of what we call reality. In all actuality, it's part the duality of what we...
Welcome. So today I want to discuss with you the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I'm sure a lot of you might have heard of this before or actually read it. It's definitely a go-to book whenever you're kind of like get out of the kind of tired of working for people and trying to get out on your own, whether it be investments or real estates or starting your own business or company. This is a go-to book for a lot of people that are trying to like get out the race of being stuck in a job. And I remember when I first read this book was probably like 06, 07 when I was upstate. Someone put this in my hands and it was a real eye-opener. But to be honest, I wasn't ready for it. I was just transitioning from the streets and going home. I was just looking ready to get into a job, just be a working regular civilian. Like I said, it was an eye-opener to me. It was interesting, but I didn't really fully grasp what was presented to me at the time because my experiences in life weren't ready for this. But I made sure to grab it again recently because I knew the power of this book. So I read it again, and it's definitely what I needed right now while I'm in this transition of my life, because I don't feel like I'm going to work for anyone again. Or if I do work a job again, it'll just mainly be for like a skill set. But I want to take a little excerpt from here and we'll go from there. It says, always remember to have fun. This is only a game. Sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, but have fun. Most people never win because they're more afraid of losing. That is why I found school so silly. In school, we learn that mistakes are bad and we are punished for making them. Yet, if you look at the way humans are designed to learn, we learn by making mistakes. We learn to walk by falling down. If we never fall down, we would never walk. The same is true for learning to ride a bike. I still have scars on my knees, but today I can ride a bike without thinking. The same is true for getting rich. Unfortunately, the main reason most people are not rich is because they're afraid of losing. Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is part of the process. People who avoid failure also avoid success. I look at money much like a game of tennis. I play hard, make mistakes, correct, make more mistakes, correct, and get better. If I lose the game, I reach across the net, shake my opponent's hand, smile, and say, I'll see you again next Saturday. Now that right there struck a chord with me recently because I've always had that attitude in life, especially when it comes to taking chances. I always known that in order to win big, you got to take big risks. And I do that a lot. Sometimes at my own impairment, but which I'm learning from it. I always learn from my mistakes and I improve it with each and every mistake. And right now, I'm in the process of rebounding because I took some big risks maybe a while back, at the beginning of the year or whatever, because I was seeing more money in investing than I ever did. So I want to take more chances to try to get more money. So I took on trying to learn options, got a little reckless and careless, and it cost me big time. And then I tried to jump into crypto because I heard the gains there was so much more. And that's right when the crypto market kind of like fell apart. Same with the stock market. They kind of all fell at that time. They went through a correction. And then it became like a bear market where it was just trading sideways and I got stuck in it. But during that time, I did a lot of things out of my own instincts. I found myself to be a very fast learner and I pick up things very fast. So I've been investing in stocks probably like almost over 8 years. And even though I watched a few videos, I learned a lot. I still never really sat down and read some books and really came up with a strategy. I was just going off instincts and what worked for me just kept going. And it was like working for so long. I mean, I took a lot of hits throughout the years, blew up probably like 3 different accounts. But this time, during like the last 2 years, since I've been doing a lot of studying and reading, it's like, hey, I need to apply this to business as well and money as well and really learn what's going on. So that's what I've been doing. I've built up my collection as far as my library as far as books with business and investing and learning about different laws and tax codes. I took a really serious focus on that to actually learn what's going on. And like doing such, I kind of learned that a lot of things that I had already in me, my psychology towards money, was some of the same things that were in these books. But I needed to actually read it to actually get a truly understanding of what I was doing. Like sometimes people, hey, how do you do this or how do you do that? I knew what I was doing in my heart and in my head, but I couldn't explain things to people. It's kind of like, man, I just tell them like, hey, I know what I'm doing. You just got to do this, you got to do that. But someone doesn't want to hear that. They want to hear that, you actually got to like, they want to actually, you got to be able to vocalize what you're saying and actually be able to explain it. And for a lot of years, I couldn't. I just knew what I was doing, but couldn't explain it. And like, I still struggle with all the terminology because that's not my whole sole focus. It's just one of the various things I'm doing. But I understand what I'm doing vastly more than I did a few years ago. And now I'm in the midst of rebounding with my investing, really getting into crypto and DeFi and yield farming and such. And it's paying off now. Like, I took one of the biggest losses in my life at the top of the year. And I had a goal for the end of this year. And for a few months, I was discouraged that I wouldn't get that goal. Like, I felt bad. My psychology, my mind, I was in a bad space, but I had to shake about that funk and get my mind right. And reading about all these things, it let me know that I was on the right path to pick myself back up and get to it. And now I found myself I am rebounding. And that goal that I had for the year, I'm still going after it. And I'm going to get it. But it took for me to actually start picking up these books about finances. I learned a lot about finances, and when you're dealing with money and investments, it's all about psychology. You gotta have a strong will when you're dealing with such. But like I said, I would highly recommend this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, for anyone that's trying to escape the rat race of working for people and actually start to learn how to let your money work for you. Because that's what we all need to do eventually. You only work for a certain amount of time. Eventually, you gotta get up out of that. If not, you're just going to work for the rest of your life and live an unsatisfying life. I mean, if you found a job or a career path that's actually something that you want to do, more power to you. That's what we all want to find, something that aligns with what we like to do, a passion. But if not, you got to start finding ways to break up out of that and start trying to do what you want to do in life so you can have a more successful and fulfilling life. Like, what good is it to make $100,000 a year at a job that you hate? And if you can't enjoy the money because you got to work 60, 70 hours a week. So the whole goal is to give yourself freedom to do what you want in life. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is either by like investing in like stocks or bonds or crypto, starting a business, or dealing with real estate and different things of that avenue. Get creative. Money is the power of your mind and your energy and natural resources. That's what true money is. Cash, these pieces of paper, this fiat money, that isn't real money. That's just placeholders. But to really make a difference in life, you got to learn how to use your brain to get up out of your situation. But check out this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki.
It's only right. My inner flame got me spitting that fire. It's only right.